Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Hugo Breton. I'm a senior partner at Action Coach Halton. And today I have Fariz Wasti, the co-founder of Just Natural Paws. And it's all natural treats. I love the tagline from one pet parent to another. Fariz, welcome and thank you for your time and being here.
Thanks for having me, Hugo. Pleasure to be speaking with you.
Perfect. And we look forward to learning more about your experience and as a business owner. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notifications when we drop new conversations just like this one. So, Faris, tell us a little bit about your journey and Just Natural Paws. So, what's the journey been like for you?
Yeah, so this journey began back in August of 2022. Um, so our family has both a dog and a cat, and we knew that we wanted to do something within the pet industry, but we were unsure as to how to go about this. And a very important point is that none of our family members have ever been involved in business. Right? Everyone has been a working job. So this was a bit it's when you know even when you know what you want to do and how you're gonna do it, when you haven't ever done it before, especially stepping into the business realm, it takes some time to get brave enough, I would say, to step into it. So yeah, it took some energy, took some thought, but then I decided that, um, I have a lot of knowledge. I think I have the education, marketing skills, experience, and so forth. And most important thing, the passion and the interest. So then I decided with the support of my family to jump on this. And um since then things have been very surprising in a good way. Given that the pet industry in Canada and North America in general is probably the most competitive in the world. Not probably, it is. And to make space in this arena, I feel like it's quite a privilege to have been able to do so. And we're just getting started, but things are looking really good. We've become quite popular on Amazon. We are Amazon's choice for vegetarian dog treats, we're Amazon's choice for human grade dog treats, which basically means that humans can also consume the treats. So we're only looking up from here. We have a long way to go, but definitely on the right track.
Oh, okay. So a couple of follow-up questions. So, when did you launch the product?
So we launched on Amazon last year in the month of March. So it's been slightly more than a year.
Hmm?
Um, And year two is looking a lot better, thankfully, than year one.
Okay, that's great to hear. And
Yeah.
Amazon is right now your main or only distribution channel?
Amazon is our main distribution channel. We do supply to independent stores as well, but
Hmm.
Amazon is the main channel.
Okay,
Um, we have some things in the works, but I hope to disclose it within a few weeks when it's completely finalized. We're just finalizing some big things.
okay, great to hear. Now, let me go back because you mentioned family and the support. Is the business? Did you get the support of the family, or would you consider it's a family business?
The support of the family. So everybody in my family has their own work. Um, it's more about the mental support. And so for example, my dad works in procurement. He's basically a supply chain executive. He's had 30 years of experience in the corporate world. So uh, advice here and there really has done a lot for me. But I've been pushing this business primarily, I would say, most of the time.
Oh,
But
okay.
you definitely, when you have the right support, which everybody needs, it can go a long way.
Yeah, yeah. Truly. And in many cases, it's sometimes difficult because the language is even different between business and kind of
Yes,
employment, right?
definitely.
So the fact that you're getting that support,
Hmm.
and there's dialogue and understanding, that sounds fantastic.
Yes, definitely.
Um, so um, you launched and very unique treats because of the vegetarian and human grade, but Tell m- tell us a little bit about once you decided that you wanted to be in the pet industry and even defining maybe treats,
Hmm.
how have you approached defining what the product portfolio looks like? Like what are the different treats you have? So what was your thinking for this is what we should launch and how you're seeing that going forward?
Hmm. Hmm. So I knew that I wanted to keep it human grade. I knew that I wanted to keep it simple ingredients that everyone can pronounce. Because most of the treats out there, if anyone has a pet or you even human stuff that we buy from the grocery store, a lot of the ingredients we don't even know what they are, right? It's like, weird chemicals that we can't even pronounce. So my primary mission was that our ingredients will be everyday ingredients that even a 5-year-old child can pronounce and know what they are. So for example, one of our treats is peanut butter, eggs, pumpkin, water, and flour. That's it. Other one is sweet potato, eggs, pumpkin, flour, and that's it.
Mhm.
So we have about 6 products. All of them are about 4 to 5 ingredients, and they all have these kinds of similar ingredients that are, they're all natural.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. And and thinking about future, like how do you see that product portfolio evolving over
Mhm,
time?
mhm. So we've actually just introduced more SKUs, more products. So we started with 2 on Amazon.
Mhm.
We've added 1 more on Amazon, but we have 3 more in the pipeline all ready to go. I'm just releasing them slowly, slowly, but we have more products ready to go. And we have also introduced cat treats. So we already have 3 cat treats on Amazon and 3 dog treats. Cat treats are mostly meat-based. Cats are primarily carnivores. It's they cannot consume non-meat products. And they can in very low amounts, but dogs can be both primarily carnivores, but they can also be omnivores a bit as well. So that's why we also have vegetarian dog treats um, to cater to those pet parents who would like to feed their dogs vegetarian treats.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now let me go back to not the distribution channel, but thinking about marketing. So
Yeah.
um, you you launched it a year ago.
Mhm.
What was kind of your the marketing you did for launch, and what does your marketing look like today? Like you know,
Mhm.
in terms of channels that you're using to promote
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, the company and the products.
Mhm. Yeah. So the 2 main channels are Amazon and TikTok.
Hmm.
TikTok is mostly for brand awareness. Um, because Canada does not have TikTok Shop, which has become very popular in the States and other countries where brands are able to generate lots of sales. We are waiting for that, but it hasn't launched yet. So right now we're using TikTok for brand awareness. To generate sales off of TikTok is a bit difficult because your products are on Amazon, right? So then to redirect people from TikTok to Amazon and then have them to buy on Amazon, it hasn't really worked that well. So TikTok we are using for brand awareness because uh, in this day and age, anybody who sees a product does a Google search and they look for various channels that they can verify your product with.
Hmm.
How well is it on social media? What are the reviews? How is the website? And then they'll go and purchase if they find some validation. So that was the whole concept behind TikTok. I chose to stick with TikTok because I wanted to focus on a growing platform and do it well. I think if you are on one platform and you have a reputable profile, that is sufficient to help customers be to enable customers to find trust in your brand. And then Amazon is the main marketing channel. So Amazon has its own marketing system, right? Pay-per-click system.
Yeah.
So most, or not even most, 95 to 99% sales are generated through Amazon marketing. So we bid for keywords, we bid on product pages, and that's how the sales are generated on Amazon. Um, because TikTok versus Amazon is like you marketing on TikTok is like you are, let's say you're driving on the highway and you see an ad on a billboard ad for like eggs or whatever, right? If you're on the highway, you might not go get the eggs just because you see it on the billboard, right? But
Yeah.
if you're already at Walmart and you need to buy eggs and you see them, then you will buy them. So that's the difference between Amazon marketing and TikTok marketing. So it's much easier to generate sales from Amazon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let me go back to when you were saying just choose one channel and do well, which is very wise advice. But sometimes as business owners, we struggle with that, right? And we think we have to be everywhere. So thinking about that and these two channels, um, how much of the teams or your capacity goes every week to make sure that you're doing the right thing on both? Like how much time do you dedicate to these two channels?
So so in the beginning, I think marketing took a lot of my time
Hmm.
because of course product launch and brand awareness. It's initial in the initial stages, um, think it will take anyone's time, whether whatever product you're launching or service you're launching. Now I've taken a bit of a backseat on marketing. Now that the sales are generating and we're growing at a healthy rate, we
Hmm.
have some healthy repeat customer percentages. So now there's more focus on product development, expansion, relationships with retailers, um, marketing, of course, you can never let go of marketing. You always have to keep on marketing, but now things have streamlined a bit, right? So marketing in the first year, or especially first 6 months, was basically all I was doing.
Hmm.
Now things have shifted towards product expansion.
Hmm. Okay, got it. Um, as the company grows and you have more products, what are your thoughts in terms of the growth of a team, like starting to grow a team um, and expanding the company? So what are your plans around that?
Hmm. Hmm. So a lot of the stuff that we do is outsourced, right? So the pouches that we order, they're supplied by a company. Production is done by another company.
Yeah.
Um, Shipping is done, everything is done by Amazon, right? Amazon FBA. Um, so don't necessarily have employees under the company,
Mhm.
but everything is basically given to other companies, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that's the way we're working at the moment.
Hmm.
In the future, as we grow, definitely, of course, we will we will need some more manpower or women power. Um, but right now, I think a lot of the work has already been outsourced, and So th things are fine at the moment.
Right. And with that, like, I love the idea of finding the right partners and then keeping a very lean overhead.
Mm.
Um, how how was that process of figuring out the whole product and value chain, how to split it up, and then finding the right partners?
Hmm. It takes a bit of time to understand um who may be the right partner for you. Yeah, I think it's quite it's a journey of trial and error. Some partners will be good for you. Some partners may not be in sync with you.
Okay.
Um, so I think it there's no quick way to find the best relationships or the best partners that work for you and your business. I think everybody has to explore and but you will find the right people to work with eventually.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That may be a good transition to over this couple of years now since you first
Mhm.
came up with the idea. What would you
Mhm.
say have been the biggest challenges that you faced in launching the business
Mhm.
and then growing it?
That's the biggest, that's a really good question. The biggest challenge, the biggest challenge I would say is launching the business.
Hmm.
I think those first few steps that you have to take, um, getting started, especially when you haven't launched any business in your past, that is the biggest challenge. Now I had family support. I also have an uncle who is in the food business, who also really pushed me to do this. And seeing his success, it gave me some confidence as well as to okay, it could be something that works out. So having that support behind you to push you to get started. And what I found that once I got started, I just haven't looked back, thankfully. So I personally, my feeling is that the hardest thing for anyone, I can't say anyone, but I think for a lot of people, is to get started. Once you've started, of course you're gonna go through challenges, especially in business. There's ups and downs every day, every week. But the more you spend time with your business and so forth, challenges just become normal and you get used to them and you just build that resiliency. So I think to get started is the most difficult thing.
Okay. And let's go deeper into that getting started. Like when you think about launching,
Mhm.
and hear the word challenges, what
Yeah.
are the biggest memories that come up for you? Like what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced?
Income. Am I
Mm,
gonna make money, right?
okay. Yeah.
Will I be able to sustain myself? What if the investment goes down the drain, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
this is the most competitive market in the world. How will I be successful here? What makes me think that it will work out, right? So there was a lot of doubts and questions, right? Because nobody in my family has been in this industry or even in business. So it was a leap. Um, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I started.
Okay. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm sure your clients and the pets are as well. So,
At least we hope so. Yeah.
yes. Yeah. Um, So we've talked about kind of looking back and those challenges. What comes next? Like, what's your vision for the next 3 to 5 years? Where do you want to take the company?
Expansion into retail stores, into franchise retail stores, right? To get into the one of the big pet businesses, whether it's
Mhm.
Pet and Value, PetSmart, Ren's
Okay.
Pet, one of those big retailers, expand down south to the US, perhaps expand internationally. I think there's a lot of growth even outside of North America in the pet food, pet treat business. This is a business that is quite recession proof, right? Uh, as in fact, during COVID times, people bought more pets, so it actually was a good business for COVID.
Mhm.
So I think people will, as long as people are alive, as long as people are existing, people will have pets. And they will have more pets going forward. I feel like millennials and Gen Z, um, their pets are their kids now. People are having less kids and more pets, um, which I completely agree with. And I want people to have more pets as possible so that we could sell more treats.
Okay. Perfect. Good. Um, I like that expansion and thinking about different
Yes.
channels.
Yeah.
Um, so as we start wrapping up, I have a few rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So maybe just one or two words for each. But what would you say is the key to success for you?
Key to success. Key to success. That's a loaded question, but if I could summarize it, um, it would be to first of all do what you're interested in. However, make sure what you're interested in is some as in business will be financially successful for you. There
Hmm.
is a financial scope for you to make money.
Okay.
Um, Analyze the demand, supply, the demand, do some research, but ultimately do something that you're interested in. And remember that whatever you're interested in, no matter how much passion you have for it, you will get bored of it eventually, right? There comes a time when your biggest passion in life becomes a bit boring because you're doing it over and over again, right? Like basketball, you're a soccer player, whatever it is, it becomes a job at some point, right? So you have to have that discipline to make sure that, oh, just because I'm not that excited as I was 2 years ago,
Mhm.
that I should stop. No, I think you have to keep going, and the and everything I think slowly becomes worth it.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
And you may have covered that with the previous answer, but
Mhm.
other than what we talked so far, what's another piece of advice that you would have for other business owners or someone's thinking of starting?
Mhm, mhm. I would have advice for someone thinking of starting because I'm quite a new business owner, so I think other business owners can have better advice than me. But for those willing to start out, I would say, people sometimes think too much. If there's something that you feel like you really want to do and you have done your research and you think like it's something it could work that could work out, um, just don't think about it and just give it a try. Worst case scenario, it might not work out. That's completely fine. You could try another thing, try something else. There's hundreds and thousands of businesses that don't work out, and there's hundreds and thousands that do, right?
Okay.
So it's trial and error, and if you keep going, if you keep trying, it's gonna work out.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
And any book on business that you're reading and you would like to share?
I wish I could tell you some books that I read, but I don't. I actually, I am not the best book reader.
Okay, no worries.
Um,
And any resource that's helpful. Yeah.
yes. So I would, if when you're interested in something, I don't really think you need to do a lot of research. I think you've already done it. You already know quite a lot of things. Just like I knew the psyche of the pet parent, because I have both a dog and a cat. I know what people my age, older, younger, want from treats or food. I know people are becoming very, very health conscious for their pets. I know people spend more money on their pets than on themselves, especially millennials. So I knew all these things, and I've been buying treats and food for my pets for 10, 15 years. So I knew the trends, I knew what's going on, I knew what people want to see on the packaging, simple ingredients, aesthetic packaging. They want trust. The biggest thing is trust nowadays. People only so people. Okay, this is really important. People nowadays know just as much about your company as much as you do.
Mm-hmm.
They had at one at with one Google search, they'll find everything about you. So, um, gone are the days where you can try to, trick somebody's, you could write like all natural ingredients, and then people look at the back of your product and see all of these, you know, chemicals and so forth.
Yeah,
People are people are too smart in this day and age, right? So you have to be the only way to be successful, I feel like, especially with a product like in the pet category where they're children. You can only be transparent. You can only be completely, um, uh, you know, you could just put your hands up and say, this is our product. There's no gimmicks. There's nothing. What you know is what we know. Everything is just there for them, and
yeah,
they can decide, right? Instead of
yeah,
you pushing your product, you just let them come to your product. I think that's really important.
yeah. That's a huge insight, and the
Yeah.
fact,
Yeah.
just thinking that how easy it is to get information
Yeah. Yeah.
and just approach it with honesty. I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So Faris, when we share this, we'll share with your website and all the contacts. Is there anything coming up or any last words before we wrap up?
Um, Again, like I mentioned before, there is something coming up, but it's not 100% finalized. If
Okay,
it is within maybe a day, within a week, I'll be sure to let you know.
perfect.
But as of now, yeah, I'll
Excellent.
definitely let you know. Yeah.
So we'll include that if it comes through, and if not, we'll make sure that as your channels will be there for people to just look for it and look for the news. So um, again, thank you so much, Faris, for your time and sharing your advice and that excitement as a new business owner. So thanks, and we'll stay in touch.
Perfect. Thanks, Hugo. Had a good time.
Thank you.